It's another big milestone for me. Episode 2 to the 7, 128. Halfway to the big 256. To be honest, I'm a little surprised the project made it this far. Especially without a single day missed so far. And what game do we have for this special anniversary episode? It's an obscure puzzle game. The exact kind of thing I like talking about. I've actually been kind of wishy-washy on Babel no塔in the past, but this time as I was playing it, I was really getting into it. Babel no塔, or Tower of Babel, is about archaeologist-adventurer Indy Borgnine. Why they'd want to borrow Ernest Borgnine's name, I have no idea. Anyway, his quest is to get to the top of the tower, 60 floors up. The puzzle element of the game is pretty simple. Every stage has these L-shaped blocks. Borgnine can only move up one level, so he can climb them from one direction, but not the other. He can pick up the blocks, and they'll rotate as he rotates. Blocks also stick to the corners of other blocks when they would form stair steps, but not any other configuration, and not any other surface. So you can collapse a large pile of blocks by picking up the right one? Wrong one? I guess it depends on the situation. It actually reminds me a lot of Catherine, another block puzzle game. So you have to manipulate those blocks to collect any crystal balls that are on the stage, and then get to the exit. Not all stages have crystal balls either, so don't worry about it if you don't see them. Blocks can also be used to squish enemies, but if you're carrying one and fall, then it can squash you unless it gets caught on another brick on the way down. One more thing you need to know about the blocks. Borgnine has limited strength, and every time he picks up a block, it goes down by 1. So you need to plan your moves carefully. You can't just pick up blocks and throw them around. To help with that planning, if you pause the game, you can scroll up and down the screen. You'll need to do this to figure out a lot of the stages. So as you'd expect, it's a lot of geometry puzzles, and they do ramp up to be pretty difficult quickly. Every 8 stages is this breather, but don't ignore the room. It has a vital clue in it to the code that will let you complete the game. From stage 16 on, you have to use passwords to continue, so no skipping right to the ending. And speaking of that ending, if you manage to get to the 60th floor, and have compiled the final password, then you get a code so that you can play a different version of the game with even harder stages. There are items that you can pick up that will help you on your way, but the way that they spawn tends to be pretty inconvenient. These pots give you one of your power back. If you drop a lot of bricks at once, then this magic lamp appears, and it allows you to walk through bricks, at least until you die. Then there are these shooting stars that occur on stages with the priest. If you manage to collect one of them, then Borgnine will run faster. I kept having these items spawn in places I couldn't reach, so I didn't find them to be especially useful. You can definitely complete the game without collecting any of them. I do have a few tips for this logic puzzle. First, facing matters a lot. The key to a lot of puzzles is getting a brick to turn around. When you pull a brick out of a staircase, it takes a few seconds before the staircase falls. So if you replace it quickly enough, the structure will stay in place. Finally, you can pick up bricks that enemies are walking on. That can be used to get them to pass over you harmlessly. There weren't any direct sequels to Babel no塔, but there was a Versus system release with harder puzzles. And when Namco released this as part of the Namco Anthology on the PlayStation 1, they included an enhanced port that added some new features and rearranged stages. So Babel no塔is a pretty interesting little game. Although it's obviously a close cousin of other block arranging games, the staircases that you have to build give the game its own unique spin. I don't think it'd make my top 5 puzzle action games on the Famicom, but I think it would make it into my top 10.